So, and, oh, weird. Let me on my emails.
Well.
Are they working on the whole system as a whole with the GIS company, or is it just your, owls?
They were working on my email. Mine,
Just
I
yours,
didn't.
just yours,
Not that.
not.
Somebody else on the phone, that's.
Yeah, it wouldn't have me on my email. It just now came up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was working on. But called me, call back and tell them about awful. We want to grab the door. The dog is up.
I give you that.
Right, right. Wait, I can have it. We ordered. Okay,
I had it actually originally.
Yeah, I'll call you when I get out of this meeting.
That long time ago, because they're driving it on these roads and there's, no place to fix it.
Go.
There's one.
All right, we have 2:00 on the dot, 2:01 now. So we will call the Commissioner Weekly Business Meeting for February 26, 2026 to order. Present, we have all three commissioners as well as our Executive Administrative Assistant, Tiffany Tanner. If we can go around the room, just for our meeting minutes, and introduce ourselves and, yeah. We'll start here.
Lake Forest, Havre, North Havre.
Benita Bernhardt from Havre.
Judy Downstead from Havre. Don DeBrown.
Sharon Cabin from Havre.
Jim Vogel, Havre.
Joanne Comer from Havre.
Bob Call, Havre.
Welcome, everybody. And who do we have online? Tiff?
We have Courtney Dietrich, Stephen Martin, Jason Sweeney, and Ashley Taylor.
All right, welcome, everybody. All right, any additions, deletions, or changes to our agenda? Nada. All right, Commissioner comments. I have a couple here. On 225, Commissioner Lanier and I met with Benita Barnhart regarding the senior center at 9:00 a.m. Then around 9:40 a.m., Ron Turner came in to meet with Commissioner Lanier and I. He was just wondering about his contract on surveys for the county. So had a nice conversation and let him know the contract was ready to go and he could help us out with surveys for the county. So we have anything else, Bill?
Yeah, my computer just restarted. Went to-
We will endure the awkward silence.
No, we won't, you'll fill it. That's an awkward word.
Like up in the mental health world, so like awkward silences is my key.
Okay. February 12th, 3 p.m. All three commissioners met with Ashley Taylor to agree the DNRC's request to use Hill County's emergency action plan for Beaver Creek Dam, specifically the inundation maps from Beaver Creek Dam's EAP. February 18th, 9 a.m. Commissioners Williams and Lanier had discussion update on COA. 2:19, 9:30 a.m. Commissioner Strissel and Lanier had an update on NACO conference by phone. 2:23, 9 a.m. Commissioner Strissel and Lanier update on last week and review this upcoming week. 1:05 p.m. All three commissioners had discussion on the Rudyard ambulance that no bids were received on. 2:25, 11:20 a.m. All three commissioners had a discussion with Sandy on Great West Engineering and the old post project. And then also the 2:25, 11:30 a.m. All three commissioners had a discussion with Frank English on the senior community garden at the fairgrounds.
You forgot the one where I was driving up by the college and you're driving down and we waved at each other. So,
I don't remember seeing that.
oh, well, I saw you, so I thought that was an accidental form. All right, public comments on non-agenda items. Yes, ma'am. Yep, it's on the back page there.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Any public comments on agenda items?
Whoa, can we back up?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I wanted to bring up the situation where the deputies to the elected officials, the percentages that we normally either hire or appoint them to. And since 2020, we have not done that above the 75%. And so I'm gonna get together, I have all the people since 2020 and where they were put and how they moved. So I think what we need to do is I think we need to set up some kind of procedure or policy, so then we can get things uniform. But I just want everybody aware that no, it has not been put above 75% as far as appointed.
Okay,
So I want to make all of you aware of that situation.
and that includes the county attorney and her deputies as well?
They do not, because they've never ran with
Okay,
under that same premise.
okay, thank you.
When you say they do not, they were not hired in at the percentage of 75, or they do
They
not
have
fall in that
never-
category?
They have never fell in that category, the county attorney's deputies.
Is there a reason or is there like something on the books that states why?
No, because I think what it is they've always been, they bring them in at a different range of what they do. Plus, they don't get that at a year, raise. They're just a different creature. They got their longevity out of MCA. So they've never been put in the same realm as the rest of the deputies.
Okay,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever been told by the county attorney that the heads of the departments or elected officials do have the right to put their deputies in at whatever percentage they feel deemed to put them in at?
Not as far as what they started at, but at what they wanted to move them to.
But we currently do not have policy that states that they have to be at 75% when they come into a deputy position if the head of the department or elected official chooses to put
I
them
was
in
just
there.
running off of what we have past practice and so that's what I was making you guys aware of.
perfect.
Because there's been other ones that were put in a higher and this board has changed.
This board,
Yes.
All right, we look forward to that conversation. Thank you, man. Any other public comments on non-agenda items? Any public comments on agenda items? Hearing none, let's get into it. Letter of termination, for, Kayla Nystrom, for the weed mosquito department. Her last day was 2/19/26. Sticking with the weed department, weed mosquito. Trent McCoy, his last day was also 2/19/26, as well as Emily Williams for the weed mosquito department.
What?
What's that? Oh, we have plenty. We have, seasonal and, we have full-time folks up there. So, yep. We have a notice here, from Under Sheriff Martin, regarding, one of their dispatchers, Mallory Schaub, who will be, moving down from full-time to part-time dispatcher at the sheriff's office. This will be effective on March 3rd. Okay. First up, we have resolution number 26-2830. This is a resolution amending the Hill County budget for the creation of Fund 2212 for receipt and disbursement of funds for the Hill County Beaver Creek Park under FEMA federal grant in the amount of $356,150.01. We're getting rid of that dang penny. It reads, as stated, whereas the Hill County Beaver Creek Park notified the commission that additional funds we are receiving Hill County under the FEMA federal grant in the amount of $356,150.01. And whereas the Hill County Beaver Creek Park shall oversee the project and assure compliance with grant requirements. Now therefore I resolve that the following of the creation of 2212 will include the amount of $356,150.01 and will be distributed in the following categories. It will be going to one, repair and maintenance, project 765598. As well as project 764926. Project 815307 and project 758769. For the first one will be $26,862. The second will be $101,925.46. For the third, $4,800.47. And the last $222,742.08. Further, that a copy of this resolution will be given to the Hill County Clerk and Recorder in the Hill County Beaver Creek Park, Hill County Auditor, and the Hill County Treasurer by order of the Board of Hill County Commissioners this 26th day of February, 2026 at Havre, Montana. What are our wishes? Accept some money?
Do we not have a fund set up already for FEMA since they have had past FEMA projects
Sandy?
for money?
Yes, they did have.
So do we already have a line item and a fund set up for those? Or do we have to create a separate one every time?
Fund, but right now it's an inactive fund. It hasn't come out.
It was number 2212.
For the grant?
What's that?
No, I don't.
2212.
2212.
Just out of curiosity, because I wasn't around when those repair numbers were made, what are the actual repairs for?
I'm not sure. I would have to talk to Chad about that. I know he has some projects lined up for the park. I believe one was Lions Campground, where some
The
when
flood came through?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all I need to know.
So, yep. So, what's our wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 26-2830, amending the Hill County budget for the creation of Fund 2212 for receipt and disbursement of funds for the Hill County Beaver Creek Park under the FEMA federal grant in an amount of $356,150.01.
Second.
All right. Motion and second on the table for the discussion. Hearing none. All in favor of passing resolution number 26-2830, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. Yeah, sometimes Daniel's up there, but.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, next up, we have resolution number 26-2831. A resolution to create a board for Hill County Council on Aging. Now, we've been going back and forth on this, whether it be a governing board or an advisory board. So we do have two resolutions here, one as a governing board and one as an advisory board. So, since they're the both, I will read as is. The one that I'm reading right now is for a Hill County Council on Aging Advisory Board, just because that's the first one that came up. Whereas the Board of Hill County Commissioners is committed to promoting the well-being, independence, and quality of life for older adults within our community. Whereas the population of older adults in Hill County is increasing, creating a need for dedicated advocacy, planning, and specialized services. Whereas the establishment of the formal Council on Aging Advisory Board will provide a structured forum for gathering input, identifying the needs of seniors, and developing strategies to improve accessibility and inclusion. Whereas a Council on Aging is authorized to act as an advisory board to assist in coordinating programs and advocating for older adults. Now therefore be it hereby resolved, or be it resolved by the Board of Hill County Commissioners that creation of the board, a Council on Aging Advisory Board, hereinafter the board, is hereby established to serve as an advisory board to the Council on Aging Director and the Board of County Commissioners. Mission and duties. The board shall identify the needs of older adults, advocate for programs, support the strategic priorities of the Council on Aging, and ensure policies align with community needs. Composition. The board shall consist of 5 members and 1 Hill County Commissioner, and 1 representing the High Line, and 1 representing Rocky Boy, and 2 at-large members shall be residents of Hill County. Appointment and terms. Members shall be appointed by the Board of Hill County Commissioners for staggered terms of 3 years to ensure continuity Appointments will be made March first. Terms designated are 2 terms expiring 1 March 2027, 2 terms expiring 1 March of 28, and 1 term expiring March of 2029. Meetings. The board shall meet regularly, comply with open meeting laws, and submit an annual work plan to the Board of Hill County Commissioners. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption by order of the Board of County Commissioners meeting in regular session this 26th day of February, 2026 at Havre, Montana. Is our wishes.
Did you read the second one? Read the governing board?
Nope. So that was just, so
Waiting for it to be-
the, okay. You guys just like hearing me talk.
You're gonna read both of them.
So this one is the same, same verbiage, except replacing the word advisory. Oh, are they different?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. A resolution by the Board of Hill County Commissioners establishing the Hill County Council on Aging Governing Board. Whereas the Board of Hill County Commissioners are committed to promoting the health, dignity, and independence of older residents within our county, and whereas the Hill County Council on Aging, COA, is established for the purpose of coordinating or carrying out programs designated to meet the problems of the aging in coordination with state programs, and whereas effectively guide these efforts to the Board of Hill County Commissioners' desire to establish a dedicated governing board to oversee the policies, programs, and budgetary matters of the COA. And whereas a structured, knowledgeable board ensures better advocacy, planning, and service delivery to older adults. Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Hill County Commissioners hereby establishes the Hill County Council on Aging Governing Board, or the board. Be it further resolved that the structure, duties, and membership of the board shall be as follows. Purpose. The board shall consult with, support, and advise the Director of Council on Aging on program and budgetary matters, advocate for older adults, and help them to attain maximum independence. Membership. The board shall consist of 5 members. Qualifications. Members shall reside in Hill County and possess knowledge or expertise in areas relevant to the management of COA affairs, meaning business, financial management, or social services. Composition. The board shall consist of 1 Hill County Commissioner, 1 representing the High Line, and 1 representing Rocky Boy, and 2 at large. Appointment and terms. Members shall be appointed by the Board of Hill County Commissioners for staggered terms of ensure continuity. Appointments will be made March 1st. Terms designated are 2 terms expiring March 1st, 2027, 2 terms expiring March 1st, 2028, 1 term expiring March 1st, 2029. Authorization. The board is authorized to adopt bylaws for its conduct, establish meeting schedules, and create subcommittees. Reporting. The board shall submit an annual report to the Board of Hill County Commissioners. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption by order of the Board of Hill County Commissioners in regular session this 26th day of February, 2026, Havre, Montana. All right. Got all the cards on the table now. So, discussion. Advisory versus governing. Now, we've had some conversations about this. We've gone back and forth. We've looked at other counties. Looking at the email that we got from Lindsay from the state, she believes, and it needs to be an advisory board. Any debate on why it shouldn't be an advisory board? Let's start there.
Well, let's get input from the people that are here.
Sure.
Well, the law states that it has to be an advisory board because you're not a 501c3.
Yep.
The state, it's.
So as we are not a 501c3, that is correct.
You're a 501c3, you could have a governing board, but it's not, it's under the county.
Okay. Any other comments, concerns?
Well, I think we should be just open one, not just advisory, but also governing.
Sure.
We could get input from everybody.
Sure. Yeah, both are laid on the table right now. So
Is that you were reading? Well, Can you look at this email? I will look it up here.
I did look at that email, yes, and that we have other governing boards and the counties are allowed other governing boards.
But under,
Don't they have to vote by the word?
yes, yes, I talked to Lindsay about it this morning and she
I'm
said,
sorry, they don't. We
well,
don't
I
have
talked to
other one.
and she talked to her boss. Well,
I mean, if the
level.
state, if
At
the
the
state
state
is
level.
coming down with it, why would we not be following it if the state is where the funding comes from as well? And if they're saying. it
Oh,
can't
you
be-
don't have to have a 501(c)(3). The county has other governing boards. And we
But in
can.
this case, you have the state
No,
who
but-
does the funding down to us saying it can't. be.
Lindsay said she'd be available if I wanted to call her.
What would it, that is her opinion.
One at a time, please. So with our other governing boards within the county, do those, boards or those programs receive state funds? Just an open question.
Is the county attorney available for this? Because this to me almost seems like a legal situation for her to call it to be one way or the other.
Well, let's see, she's not online?
Remember though, because of this time, there's times that she's unavailable.
That is correct. We'll check with, Michelle and see if she's available. Yep,
Oh, there's some, because there are 501(c)(3)s in the state.
Because they're not.
Hey, Chelsea's
being
Jake, all right.
run and administered
good.
under the
Hey,
county,
is,
right?
Lacey
Is
available?
that why you're saying that?
Like Chinook, Wayne County.
I booked it about an hour and
Okay, that makes sense.
I got
Okay, okay, thank you.
I've thrown out the idea that we take advisory and governing out of the resolution, just have a board. Does that change anything, but
Well, wouldn't it change how
Sure.
it's ran?
the governing board has the right.
No, that's okay. I will just touch base there.
not necessarily, we can
after
still have a
the-
governing board, be the one
Thank you.
in charge of hiring and firing.
The county attorney is unavailable. Court went long today, so she is still at lunch. So. I agree. I think, it'd be good to have the county attorney weigh in on this. What's that? Oh, go ahead, Bob. My apologies.
Well, I'm going to say, I sit on a board right now that is a governing board and we are not a 501(c)(3).
Or state funded.
I sit on this board and we have the right to hire and fire. But we are not a 501(c)(3).
Okay.
So. Am I sitting on a board that's illegal or is not right or wrong
It
or
depends on where you're getting your funding from.
get county funding? But we don't get state funding.
I can try and call Lindsay here. Isn't Lindsay brand new? Yeah. She called her boss too.
And how new is her boss? Because we seem to have had several layers of new people.
They are new in those positions, but they're not necessarily new to those organizations.
I understand that, but are
Yeah.
they in positions where they would know this firsthand, or are they taking it word of mouth from somebody else that's?
But we were taking word of mouth from a previous director that didn't necessarily know what she was talking
know.
about. But yeah, it kind of throws everything up in the air as to, you start trusting and having a hard time trusting and knowing who knows what.
Well, we all agree that our problems have to be shared by the state and the district and our own.
And the funding, we do get some federal funding, but it's funneled through the state and from the state to the area to us. So
Right.
it
Does
just
that play into that too?
possibly, but Tessa, who is the acting, well, I don't know, she's not acting or thinks as acting, but is the bureau chief for the Aging Services Bureau, is one who has stated that it should be a advisory. Maybe
She
Sharon, to answer your question, she is also very, she just came in a month ago,
2 months maybe.
not even 2 months ago. Just to answer your question.
That was the only point that I wanted to make is
They're both,
we
they're-
have newbies, we need layers of newbies. So what we need is.
Lindsay's the longest with about 3 months.
no, she just got hired on,
But I mean.
well, interim.
Yeah.
But she just got hired in the
It's like
job.
asked too, would there be consequences that if you don't go that way? Because it funnels down through the state, then could the state pull funding that we do receive?
I think at this time, I don't think we
It
need
doesn't
to.
have anything to do with state funding or not, the creation, I mean.
No, I just meant.
The creation of the governing board, the advisory board, the district, the whatever. All it has to do, you can create any of them, governing also in local government. And then all you do is it states their duties in a their resolution.
Yes, so
Yeah.
under the 7-1-201, it is for the county commissioners is generally required to create a county board, district, or commission under in accordance to MCA statute 7-1-201. This resolution must be specific to the number of members, their terms, not to exceed 4 years, and any compensation or qualifications. Requirements: the resolution must detail the purpose, authority, and membership of the new board. Purpose: it grants necessary powers for the administration, operation, and maintenance of the board. Specific examples: specific boards like planning boards may require public notice and hearings before a resolution is adopted. It's all laid out. It doesn't specify whether it should be an advisory or a governing, but that is our duties as a commissioner to lay out how our board should be ran under this resolution, like I stated the other day in that email, and what our terms and requirements are, which we have done. We just have labels on.
Yep.
This point.
State funding has nothing to do with the issue. You may create governing, and like I say, your boards, you create them for a reason,
Right, I don't think that's.
because those are kind of, you're creating them because they have the knowledge, the what have you, the willingness to promote that. And so you are allowing them to create a program.
So
They
why
will have the expertise.
Also, time and position does not determine expertise either.
I think she's talking about the board.
But when we're talking about how long that person's been in that position, that does not account for their expertise and knowledge.
Saying that somewhere we need to have in writing from the government, the state, whatever the rule is. Regarding the 501.
Well, the emails that Tessa and Lindsay have, they don't refer to the 501(c).
I don't think we're gonna get anywhere on this at this moment. I think there's too many questions up in the air now. I would like to speak with our legal department within the county. I would recommend we table this until we are able to find out more information.
And Lindsay does state in her email, which I, in all fairness, have been at a board meeting since 10 o'clock this morning and got done, I don't know, between 1:30. I don't know when you left, Bill. Lindsay, I didn't see these emails that were sent out regarding the activity, the meal activity and fees by Lindsay and Tessa. And I have been in contact with Tessa. There is not, under Lindsay's email, there is not an option on this. It has to be an advisory board due to the senior center being under the county, is what she states in her email. So I don't know what to, I think we need to go with our legal. And I think we're getting too much conflicting information because originally when I talked to Lindsay 5 weeks ago, she said it could be a government. So I don't know what to think anymore.
I just talked to Tessa. I couldn't get a hold of Lindsay. Talked to Tessa and she says, no, it's an advisory board. And Tessa's been in her job for many, many years. She is one of these boss. And she said, I can't talk to you right now. I know what's going on there, but if you decide to go with the governing board, we can shut down Havre. It's an advisory board because the county is the governing board. Is what she told me, and she said she'll send you an email after her meeting to verify it.
Okay.
So then we shouldn't go with the lodge?
Well, it sounds like that we need to have that conversation with our legal team and the state of Montana.
And now you can create, that has nothing to do with state funding.
I do have one request if you're going to table it.
Yes, ma'am.
Judy and we interviewed candidates for the board. And I believe that we owe them the courtesy of at least sending them an email telling them that we are still in the stages of deciding what kind of a board it's going to be instead of leaving them hanging with not knowing what's going on.
That's fair.
This is the first I've heard that you guys were on that interviewing committee, so yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Oh, you weren't here. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
Like, you were in another meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Nope, that's fine.
We're getting asked about results and different things and we do not.
Did you guys interview?
us
Sorry.
To make any we're not to go public with what's going on. I mean, we set in on these, but, and even after it's decided, I believe if it's like it was in the past, still, when I was on the board, it still had to be approved by the county commissioners too. But we don't feel it's up, when people tell us, we just say, hey, contact one of the county commissioners or whatever. It's not up to us to tell people what went on, and yet we both understand why these people were wondering, why they haven't heard anything. So I think that's good.
Was everybody that applied, excuse me, been interviewed then?
I'm the ones that we
The
were
five
given.
that we were given, we have interviewed.
2 or 3 weeks ago, we were done.
Yeah, before, I was.
So every applicant that has put in a or a letter of intent has been interviewed.
As
Was
far as we know,
contacted to interview, yes.
Okay.
Everyone that showed up to their interviews got interviewed.
Except one.
One that
Okay,
didn't show
so
up.
everybody fine.
Would you like me to send out emails to all those interviewees? Stating that we're in a holding position until we decide whether it's going to be an advisory or governing board?
Yep, and just being transparent with them. If you would do that, that'd be amazing. All right. So we put this on hold. We want to give ourselves a deadline or do we want to, I'd like to get this done as soon as we can so we can move forward with our program.
You're asking that we tabled it?
Uh,
Motion to table.
I would recommend just until we can get some clarification.
I motion to table resolution number 26-2831, creative board for the Council on Aging.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second on the table for discussion. We apologize for leaving you hanging, but we do want to make sure that this is right. That's one of the whole foundations of the Council on Aging program is to make sure we're doing it right moving forward. We don't find ourselves in this position again. So I'm in agreement with that. So all in favor of motion to table signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. Yep. All right, next up. HC 25-211 mosquito and weed department union contract.
This was tabled a couple weeks ago. I do need to set some time aside and talk to both commissioners. I have talked with Lacey since then, and there's some things that she has some concerns about. I have talked with the union rep. Jesse Pinderville last night. But we need to, the three of us need to talk.
Okay.
So I motion that we begin table HC 25-211 mosquito weed department union contract.
Second,
Motion and a second on the table for the discussion.
I do.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about this in the working session, but close it for that?
We can, yes.
Then we know we'll all be together at that
Yeah.
time.
Yep. We can do that. All right. So if we can, put that on the working session, we'll go into executive session at that moment. All right, all in favor of tabling contract number 25-211, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, HC 25-218, Text My Gov. Contract for elections. So, we do have a letter here from our clerk and recorder. She is at a training this week for elections. She writes, Dear members of the Board of Hill County Commissioners, the Hill County Election Office respectfully request approval of our Text My Gov contract. This service will allow us to more effectively communicate important updates regarding new laws, election requirements, and other essential information to the residents of Hill County. While we are required to publish notices in the newspaper, many residents do not regularly receive or read the paper. Text My Gov would provide an additional direct communication tool to ensure voters stay informed. This platform will help us improve transparency, accessibility, and public awareness within our community. We are asking for your approval of the Text My Gov contract so we can better serve and inform the voters and residents of Hill County. Additionally, please note the Hill County Elections Office is required to operate on the Saturday before Election Day from 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Lexi Doctor, Hill County Clerk and Recorder and Elections Administrator. All right, and we have, let's see. We have a number on this, or is this just the information? This would be a $5,000 a year annual fee. Setup fee is a one-time $2,500 fee. So the first year would total $7,500, and after that, since we don't have the setup fee anymore, it'd be a $5,000. So, and speaking with our clerk and recorder on this matter, she does have this in her elections budget. This will not, she already has it in there, so this will not be an additional charge to anything that you don't have. What do we think?
I have a question on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Does this allow for her, does she reach everybody by literally having to text them? Send these texts
You
out?
know, we'll send out a mass text notice. Yep. Kind of like our code red, stuff like that.
I think too that she'll be able to break it down into possibly precincts or specific voting areas.
Yep. And according to Pew Research, 90% or 97% of smartphone owners text regularly. So, yes. Bob, you're 84. Do you text? Well, you're part of the 3%,
No, I don't text.
but you receive them?
I can receive them, but, that's what's been beeping going.
Do you read them? Do you read your text?
I can read them, yeah,
Well, you said you get them. You didn't say you read them.
but, after that, sometimes you don't want to know what happened.
All right, what is our wishes? Board? Move forward with it? Should we?
So, and she's got a good point, especially with the newspaper part and getting the word out to people.
Yeah, with our newspaper going to once a week and being jumbled in with all the other newspapers, you know, it's, I don't think it's a very effective form of communication anymore. I mean, I'm glad we still have it. I'm still glad that we have black and white, but, yeah, I think, more efficient forms of communication is kind of the way of the world. So,
This is coming out of her election budgets.
Yep. It'd come out of her elections. So,
Judy, can we have a, okay, okay. If everybody is like me, I do not use my cell phone a lot. However, is there a way of knowing that this isn't a scam that's coming to us too? Because, I mean, half the stuff I get.
We'll let you know in a text.
Yeah, but that's what I'm,
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a lot of other ways, make sure you really get everything out the other ways too,
Yeah.
even though this may be the best way. But a lot of us, well, I shouldn't say for a lot of us, but with all the scam calls going on and you get a text, 9 times out of 10, I just wipe mine off.
Well, and you're right. It's hard to tell because like today we got an email from the city, a city official that was a scam. You know, it was
So I mean, it's
that from
really
Nathan?
hard
Yes.
to figure out what to do, but
yeah.
sure.
the
We will
more-
have to get a campaign out to
the
let
more,
people know.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll get a campaign out, and this isn't replacing the newspaper or the public notices that we
Yeah.
put in the courthouse or anything. It's just an added tool to provide to citizens of Hill County. So, did you motion?
If they ask you for money, don't do it.
What money?
I make,
once you turn them on, you don't figure out another place to send their message from,
Sure.
I make a motion to approve contract HC 26-218 text my gov contract for elections.
Motion and a second on the table. Further discussion. Those are really good points, Judy. We'll make sure that we get that out to the community as well, get that notice out and let them know that, hey, this is coming. So, and then we can always check the newspaper and here in the courthouse as well. So, all right, all in favor of approving HC 26-218, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. All right, moving down to county permit approval. We have an encroachment, number 26-5, application and permit for road encroachment on Hill County Road right of way for a Kyle Fisher of Northwestern Energy upon a Hill County public roadway or right of way, Tiber Dam Road located in section 32, township 30 north, range 8 east. The bore shall be no more than 3 feet in depth, for the purpose of power to a residence. Looking at it, everything seems to be in order. Our John Solomon, looking good. Everybody signed it, so we've had eyeballs on it. Looks like it is good to go on everybody's end but ours.
Motion to accept encroachment Kyle Fisher from Northwest Energy for county right of way for power to a residence.
I'll second that.
Motion second on the table for the discussion. So that Tiber Road, that's kind of the one that they were putting, that's where that water line was going from Tiber over to Rocky Boy and then up this way. So I know where that road's at. All right, all in favor of approving road encroachment permit number 26-5, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0.
Just wrote on the road supervisor.
Oh, man. Oh. I always wanted to be Shane anyway.
One change it to 3 feet, not 3.
What's that?
It says 3.
Oh, 3 inches, sorry. Did I say 3 feet?
Well, it probably should be 3 feet.
It should be 3 feet, yeah.
Anything under the ground.
Oh, yeah, 3 feet, that, yeah.
That's a 3. Little late.
My plows go a little deeper than that.
Well, it looks to me like that's 3. Okay, that's,
As long as it's only on,
You'd be 3 feet instead of 3 inches.
Yeah. Shit, with the wind we got, I'd blow 3 inches right now.
Once they
That goes to you, Tish.
inside of the meter, you only have to go. 3 inches.
Yeah.
If you're going under the road, I would think 3 inches, but not be quite.
3 feet, yeah.
Next up, we have our Mako Healthcare Trust participation form So Mako Healthcare Trust came and presented to us. We've been with the Mako Healthcare Trust for quite a few years now. This is not determining what plans we're going with. This just determines if we're gonna stick with Mako or not. I believe Mako's been really good to us. I don't like paying those bills every month, but, our employees are getting, I think, pretty good health insurance. So, I think Mako's been great to work with. I want to continue our partnership with them. But it's totally up to us as a board of commissioners. So what do we think? Do we want to stick with Mako or should we go to find our own?
A little late to find our own now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It is. Yeah, well, March 1st, so. And then, we have to decide what plans we want, by March 13th, so.
So I motion to continue on with Mako Healthcare Trust as a participant.
Second,
County.
Motion is second on the table, further discussion.
personally, I'm not happy with Mako. And I'm one who utilizes the services because I see the doctor quite frequently. I think they know me better than the people in the courthouse do up there. I have not heard a lot from, other employees.
I did speak to one of your employees and he said, please, if you ever get a chance to say anything, I don't like it.
Sure. And that's something that we can explore, moving forward. Yeah, like Kathy says, we're a little short on time this year. But, maybe it's worth revisiting, getting our, insurance committee back going again. Yes, ma'am.
Say that. Mako, there's a lot of things that Mako does for us that a lot won't, and it is a pool thing. And so we have a little bit of leeway in there with the pool. Where we don't, self-insurance can go ahead and break you. The other thing is, they're well invested there, and it's very, very nice having a person to actually talk to and not having to talk strictly to somebody that you can't understand.
Sure.
They are always right there available to talk to.
Yep.
And that to me means a lot.
I know, just, I'm not saying one way or another, but 48 out of 56 counties do go with Mako Healthcare Trust.
And it's, the percent is really good this year.
And they're very family friendly, which
They-
a lot of insurances are.
They are, and they are very much pushing for,
Preventative.
that's the word, preventative.
Yeah, they got blood draws and all that stuff coming up,
We
so.
get 2 blood draws a year.
We do?
Yeah, they pay you $20 to come in.
Heck yeah, they buy you lunch
We
too.
didn't, have we done two so far last year?
It's in April that we get it.
And when's the other one?
The problem was
Usual
that they
fall.
messed up Eric and they said ours was on the way the calendar fell because they just were implementing the 2 again. And so we got that September one. Then it will come back to the April one and then it will go to September. It was all in that book they presented us.
Sure, yep. And, it sounds like there's some changes, to healthcare coming down from the federal level too. So, keep an eye on that. Us as commissioners will keep an eye on that and kind of, we want to do what's best for our employees and, we'll revisit it throughout the year. So.
Other reason I ask is, I've been here like 13 months and I have only one.
Oh, sure. Yep. Yeah, usually the spring and fall is when we have them. So.
So did last year, did we have two last year? Or was that what you're talking
No,
about?
last
It
year.
last year, and the way the calendar fell, we hit September. They hadn't got spring implemented all the way or something.
Yep.
And so we hit September and then we'll go April and then. Oh, is it September, 6 months?
Yeah, something there. So, all right. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor of going with the Mako Healthcare Trust for our next fiscal year, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
I'll vote in favor.
Yeah,
Okay.
yay. All right. Motion carries.
Grudgingly.
Motion carries 3-0. All right, next up, we have a notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Hill County Compensation Board will meet on Tuesday, 17th of March, 2026 at 2 p.m. in the Hill County Commissioner's office. I know Kathy Olson will be wearing green. Hill County Courthouse, 315 4th Street, Havre, Montana, 406-265-5481, extension 2327, for the purpose of reviewing the compensation paid to county officers and prepare a compensation schedule for fiscal year 2026-2027. I order the Board of Hill County Commission meeting in regular session on the 26th day of February, 2026 at Havre, Montana. This will be published in the Havre Weekly Chronicle on Wednesday, March 4th, as well as Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. That being said, discuss and decide on matters related to the Hill County Council on Aging.
I have something to say.
Yes, ma'am.
So like I said, I was in a meeting this morning from 10 until, it got about 20 after, one after we got done with our luncheon. Bill was there. And apparently a lot of people had reached out to state regarding the activity cards that we were going to implement to help with the revenue source coming into the senior center. I had gotten an email. Of course, these are all meals I'm getting when I'm in a meeting all morning, so I didn't see them until close to 1:30. When I did read the one from Tessa Bailey from state, I did reach out to her immediately. She picked up, we talked for quite a few minutes. And I told her I'd read this email stating that we were not able to do the activity cards because it is under the Title III-B services. So I was unaware of that, have not been trained under those. I've got a real fast, quick, furious crash course in 3 or 5 weeks on every program possible, but wasn't aware of that. So we have pulled all of those, any kind of media stuff out there for the activities, except for Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I never have. I've already talked to the radio station. Tony, he's willing to update his message out there according to this Title III-B services under the Older Americans Act funding structure. So Lindsay also reached out to me at 9:48 stating the same thing. Like I told Tessa, I wasn't informed, had no idea. I can't know what I don't know. I can't be informed on something that I'm not being informed on, which I'm not being told by anybody and given guidance. Lindsay, this is the first time Lindsay has reached out about this. I don't appreciate that Lindsay, as our advisor and our area director, has not communicated with me not once in 6 weeks. And that I have to find this kind of information out. Tessa pointed out that you, Bill, maybe should have known this since you were director. I told her, I don't know. I just know that I don't know what I don't know. And so she offered up training. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to know the training. So I'm going to meet up with her in the next couple of weeks and get the training on all these Title IIIs and what falls under these categories and services for funding.
Well, the first I had heard about is when you brought up at our working session that you were looking at doing that. Next thing I know, there's stuff out on Facebook and I'm getting a ton of questions. And I had not had a chance to talk to you because we did have some emails back and forth on that. So I just kind of wanted to state that since you threw my name out there, but yeah,
I'm just saying what
Yeah.
Tessa said that
well, we really haven't had
I
a
should have
chance to
been
really.
told by somebody, but I didn't know.
Say that actually.
We did have more discussion on it than.
A lot of
working
seniors,
session.
are the ones that thought and brought things like this.
Yeah.
It was, and that one day we did all talk about it
We talked about it outside of the working session.
way back in
That wasn't the
December.
first time.
Or we all,
about having cards, but it never came up as people necessarily had to. We talked about having opportunities for people to donate and give money and pay for things. Because not everybody, there's some people there that are not 60 that go to these things.
because it would save a lot of. One idea is because it would save so much paperwork and people at the front desk trying to do their activities, because if you have that, you can count them that way.
Agreed, Day was discussed. However, we were not aware of the rollout of it. And when we get questions about that, why are we doing this? You know, why is this being rolled out? I don't know what to tell them, because I was like, I found out literally from where we sit right now, 72 hours ago.
You know, I
Were
think
you not here for the working session?
I was. That's what I'm talking, the 72 hours.
Yeah.
You said you were
and I
rolling it out then.
Stated that it would go into effect as of Monday.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And so I find out about that 72 hours prior. I know we had those discussions. However, I didn't know it was gonna be rolled out until 72 hours ago.
Well, I appreciate that it's not going to be rolled out, and I think we can move forward from here. If they get training, like Luan, and Bill and Jake have volunteered to have their heads shaved if I can raise $20,000, so I've talked to somebody for the benefit of the senior center account, and I talked to Lindsay, I said, can I do fundraising for, I'm not an employee, I'm not a government employee. She goes, anybody can do fundraising for the senior center. So I said, okay, let's do this. And when we get to $20,000, they'll shave their heads. So.
I'm not shaving it. You can. Somebody else can.
I do also want to say, when I came back from being gone this morning, I had a very upset volunteer at the front desk that had gotten yelled at by someone. The public had come in and started yelling at her regarding this. That's something I don't appreciate. Our volunteers are precious to us. And to have the public come in and yell at them about something that is not their doings, I don't feel like, I just want to send that message out that that's not appropriate in any shape, way, or form from our public to come in and do that to our volunteers that are so graciously sitting at our front desk to keep this place open. Because we are in dire needs there.
Yeah.
We are $34,000 in the hole, and we do not need our volunteers being ran off also. And I don't appreciate that happened this morning. Maybe I'm being a little overprotective of my volunteers, but I appreciate all the time that they spend down there and keep those doors open.
I have a question for you on the volunteers. Do they sign like a confidentiality agreement or something that if someone comes in, let's say they have a very rich farmer that comes in and just can't pay that day and doesn't pay, and then they go out in the community and say, yeah, so-and-so was in. Do they sign anything that says that they won't go out, what happens in the senior center stays in the senior center, or things that they hear from you or from
We
other?
don't require them to sign a confidentiality form. They are required to fill out a volunteer application, yes.
So they're free to just share whatever they hear in the center and
Well, I guess it's no different than the people that come into the center and share whatever they want to say and
it is
spread
different.
it around.
It is.
We all can participate in the senior center, correct?
Correct. It is
It's
different.
We're all public.
Public access.
They're not an employee.
But volunteers should, if we need to there probably needs to be some training with them as well, that things that they hear that are private information should not be shared with others.
But they're not employees.
But it seemed like there were some things in one of those things that they were talking about, that information, some of that stuff might fall under HIPAA, and that some
Yeah.
volunteers shouldn't
Our
be aware.
commodities,
Yeah.
any of that information does fall under HIPAA.
I had to find stuff that I wouldn't share any information, so I wasn't paid. I think we have employees that are going out and sharing information they probably shouldn't, that are storing.
Employees or volunteers?
Volunteers.
Because our volunteers are not employees. They're
I'm
not.
sorry, I misspoke. I misspoke. I think we have volunteers who are sharing information they shouldn't. And if she was talking about me this morning, I did not yell. If she was specifically addressing me. I know she got frustrated with me, but I didn't yell. I did not raise my voice above what it is right now.
You didn't state any names.
I talked to her this morning.
You were pretty upset.
She was upset and she yelled at me, but I was just stating what I had heard that morning. And she, every,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is common knowledge, okay, there's a coffee can that says donations, okay. A lot of the people, the majority of people do not. And I understand, like, years ago, we had the RSVP board, and at that time, we did raise money, which maybe is part of what Benita is talking about, organizing underneath the, you know, if you get your board going, organizing someone to make sure that we do have money to pay for these extra things that are. I mean, the volunteer meals, when we work, we get a meal and stuff. And somewhere, either you have to have grants and go through AmeriCorps, or you have to, and I'm not sure if they're even operating anymore, but those kind of things need to, I would say they would fall on the board once you get it established to try and create methods to keep us above board.
Normally, it's separate, like the museum, they have it in the museum board that operates the museum. And then the foundation board is the board that oversees the fundraisers.
Well, then that might be something to consider once this board gets established. And maybe set up some of these people that are on the board, like, well, Bill knows I was on the council on aging. To set up committees maybe under some of those boards, because there is people in the community that are interested in being involved in those different things. So maybe they're not the head honcho, they wouldn't be, but that doesn't mean that there isn't some expertise even out in the community that would benefit the seniors on.
Yeah, I know Evelyn Haushold, who ran it forever, very much spoke on the fact of needing your volunteers, but she also had good people in the community. She had a lawyer that sat on that board. She had an accountant who sat on the board, you know, so there is a wealth of a different direction to have to do to make that type of situation work.
And that's that type of community involvement where you get people involved on different committees and stuff is not, when I was on that RSVP board before the Council on Aging thing. You know, they weren't all seniors. There was people in the community that had a lot of talent that kept us afloat. And then when the county seemed to not have that person that was in charge of that, doing it, I think we sort of got. So it's just a suggestion, not.
so what you're saying is you want the board to do fundraising, so you don't want me to go and try to raise $20,000. You want to do that on your own? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm saying if you want to go for it, Benita, go for it, but I'm just saying the board should also.
It should be beyond you,
Well,
Not just on you.
according
just not on you.
according to Lindsay, that anyone in the community, I'm willing to give it up. I'll let someone else take it over. I don't have to be involved.
No, I'm not saying I'm against you doing your own. It's fine, Benita.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
that
saying
part of it
let's-
is that there used to be the RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, some sort, had a fundraising arm, and like the Blaine County Council on Aging or Senior Center is completely separate. So their board does fundraising, and there's other places that have specific, like you said, committees, a fundraising committee. And then there's also, like Benita said, that there are other places, I don't remember where it was at, but they actually, that's all what they want to do. They wanted to do they didn't want to mess with anything with the senior center or anything other than raising funds, because that's
Like
what
a
they were good at.
foundation. You're kind of talking like a
Yeah.
foundation.
Well, even, yeah,
Right.
so somebody like Benita wants to,
Well, a good example is the town pump.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, when, I know I belong to a sorority and we donated to the town pump and they match funds to go back and, you know, it's another way of fundraising. I'm definitely
And
not
you've
saying
got
you
the
shouldn't do it.
Well, and you've got a lot of expertise in that one. in the world, yeah, it would definitely be a plus.
Well, I don't want it to be a fight the whole way. So if it's going to be a fight the whole way, I want it to be fun and I want it to be a buy-in. And Bill's actually the one who mentioned it, so I really appreciated that. But I don't want to have to.
I think any board member is gonna have to recruit other people to help them get that job.
Yeah. Yes.
And Bill shakes his head, I think that 20,000 will drop in that bucket pretty quick.
Sandy?
I want,
Committed.
I want people to remember that you don't have to create foundations. You don't have to do everything. People may donate to local government and still get their tax write-off.
And have, and I
just want
acknowledge
you to-
that in
I
the working
just wanna bring
session.
that up because there are so many times that people say that, well, they can't get their donated money on their taxes if it's a local government. That's not true. Local government, you may deal, donate to them and still get your, right.
You're right. And that's one of the reasons I want to set up a FBO account so it can continue. We could put a thermometer on the front of the senior center, shoot for 60,000, you know? Okay, we got to 20, so we got 2 shaved heads. Maybe somebody will wear a dress if we get to 60. I don't know, you know?
So, the second point was, that I wanted to bring up is that we have been getting donations. The highest we've gotten is 1,000. And so I explained this in the working session that we sent out thank you notes because I want everybody acknowledged. So then yesterday, like I said, I do not do Facebook. Someone jumped on Facebook and said to donate coffee. We had 5 donations of coffee yesterday. They would not leave their information so we could give them a thank you note, but we did thank them profusely when they came in. So we had gotten quite a bit of coffee donated yesterday, which is wonderful. It goes fast, but
Yeah.
we did get donations.
I
So
think that would be good for our little brochures, is if you could give me a list of what you want, what you need, so I can say, your money will be going towards these types of things.
so you're gonna do brochures?
Well, we'll have to have like, I'm having a brain fart.
A flyer?
A flyer. We'll have to have those around town for people to.
Just
No.
a note, Benita, when they make that coffee in the morning, that is 3 cups of coffee. Coffee you put in there to make it. So it takes, there's a lot of, I mean, I'm just saying it takes a lot. If you're saying, hey, you know, this is one of the things our money goes for is for coffee. You can maybe say, hey, you know, each time they fill that pot, that's 3 cups of coffee, and that's a lot of coffee I don't have. I don't think anybody realized.
I wouldn't have worked.
I don't think anybody realized.
3
that
cups
much
of coffee
difference.
ground.
Pardon? The
3 cups of coffee
is
ground.
3 cups.
Well, those containers like this, how long do those last?
Well, it takes 3 cups out of there every day that we're open for sure.
3 cups, like a.
Are you talking about the coffee grounds?
The
Yeah.
coffee grounds
cups.
takes
Oh.
3
Yeah,
cups every day,
It doesn't last.
not to drink. I'm talking about coffee grounds.
Thing that we want to raise money for, it helps. I have people that'll donate larger amounts, but they're like, you have to tell me what it's going for. I don't want it to go for operations. And I'm like, okay, I'll ask.
So that's another misconception that's out there. There's a whole lot of rumors and a whole lot of people talking and their information is incorrect and they're not coming to the people that they need to be asking. So people are asking yesterday and stating how this money is not, any kind of donations are not going back into the senior center. All of it goes back into the senior center. It doesn't go back into the general fund. It stays within the senior center. So that's another misconception that I want to get cleared up today. There's a lot of them out there. I would like to also state that I would really like to see people start being more positive towards the senior center and getting some more positive energy and vibes out there, because all I see is a whole lot of negativity, a whole lot of attacking, a whole lot of misinformation. And how is our center gonna hold up when that's going on? We've been trying to keep it positive. I got it opened in short order. I just talked with state yesterday and they were They couldn't even believe that we're open already in 5 weeks. I don't hear any positive out there. I don't understand that. I would think people would be more thankful and appreciative that their center's back open after such a short period of time of being.
The cook and happy when I was in there Tuesday, but
Yeah, that's not the consensus we're getting there in the center.
no.
So I don't know what's being said outside of it, but all I know is what's coming back and what's being said in the center that I actually hear in my office, of people talking outside my door, is misinformation, untruths, unhappiness. What does everybody want? We're open back up in a shorter amount of time, and we're $34,000 in the hole. By rights, we really shouldn't even be open right now. So I'd really like to see our community start rising up and be more positive towards this and not so negative. And
But I think the point that a lot of people get at is they don't want to support digging us out of debt, which it's just.
if we don't ever get out of debt, we're never gonna be able to stay open.
I think if we had
I
five,
can't get this message out there.
if we had 5 donations of coffee today, I'd say that's something positive.
But that only lasts until the coffee runs out.
True, but
We
it's
need
still
something to
positive.
sustain us, to keep us on solid ground, so this doesn't
I
happen
think
again.
If people got responses sometimes from the commissioners, and the commissioners really work together, that one of the things that's going on out there in the public is you're not really working together. And then things get put off and things don't happen. And, you know, if the commissioners did a really good job, and I'm saying that, of communicating to, like Sherry just said about being positive and stuff, it would really help everybody, because you get some newsman comes in and he hears one thing and he starts putting something in the paper, then the next thing you know, we got people bitching. And then you have, I tell Benita tells so-and-so, it's like the old telephone game you play, and pretty soon it's totally. But we need a really good example that you guys are really working on it, and you need to get out and let everybody know for sure that it's happening. And I think that would be a positive.
On that note, we do have a letter here that was in response to the letter that the volunteer Ursula Breeze gave to us that we read the other day. This comes from a Janet Stevens. It looks like it's in response to Ursula's letter to the commissioners. What was that? A couple weeks ago. Says Hill County Commissioners. As a former resident of Hill County and one who has used the Havre Senior Center in the past, I felt compelled to respond to Ms. Breeze's letter from the January 29th Commissioners meeting. I would like this letter to be read at the next Commissioners meeting. Anyone who knows of Ms. Breeze knows that she likes to stir the pot. She has been talking crap for a couple months now about this situation, and she seems to be in the middle of every issue. It sounds like Commissioner Williams talks more with Ms. Breeze than with the other commissioners. She said something to the effect that she and the other seniors feel that 2 of the 3 commissioners are sabotaging the Havre Senior Center. From my perspective, she is the one sabotaging the Havre Senior Center. Also, she is not talking on behalf of all seniors, only a few of them. Also, she shouldn't or couldn't care less about the seniors outside of Havre. Again, my opinion. Commissioners and others, please remember that there are 2 sides to every story, and Ms. Breeze continues to see only one. I wish you well in your reset of the Havre Senior Center, and I hope Ms. Breeze will work on being part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Thank you for your time in reading this. Janet Stevens. So, we got some work to do on that front. So, anything else on the greater good of the Council on Aging? Any updates on,
So if we raise money, we'll shave my head. That's positive.
and I'll do the same. I ain't got much left, but you can have what I have left.
What was it? 20,000, 25, 50, 25 each,
20,
25 each,
20.
25 each?
I like where your head's at, Sherry.
Even do it down there at the center. That's where people can watch.
That would be great.
And people can bid on who can shave our heads.
I gotta find some way to get a thermometer up. Put it on the senior center.
It would be the
I like it.
United Way.
Those are not.
I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that'd like to see something sharper on my head.
maybe United Way.
So, nothing on Great West?
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
since Great West is on here.
Yep.
That letter that came through that says that they completed that project so that we can get that turned in. Isn't that a Great West thing? And so it's already on here?
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
The letter that we had from, was it Matt, Bud,
All it was the completion,
the old posting, we were.
yeah,
Oh, the old
wanted to
post road.
to say that it's a completion because I'm sorry. Those. To turn in that grant so we can get that money.
Are you talking about PER?
The letter that we just looked at yesterday.
You had
Yeah.
me put it on next week.
Yeah, we put it on next week's
It's
agenda.
a great West thing, and it's just saying that he finished his work.
Correct.
So can we sign it and then, so then we can send it to the grant person so we can get that sent in?
Was there a dollar amount
No.
on that?
No, it's
Yeah.
Little Post Road and if we're gonna go forward on with the project or not. So having brought that up, that reminded me, at our Fairpod Development meeting today, June. Brought that. Didn't know the status of that either. I didn't bring anything forward because she was giving her report, but that triggered that when she was talking and now Sandy's bringing it up also. So I just wanted to let you know that they don't know either
Sure,
where
sure.
we're at on that project.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what, those things that are going in on that, they are scrutinizing heavy. And so, we just want to get our stuff in for all of that, and that's the only reason why, if we can get that. And it was just a statement that he completed that, so if we can get that to.
If it's just an administrative thing, then yes, we can sign it. If there's no dollar amounts that we have to pay or anything that, you know, that requires transparency, then yeah, we can definitely, if it's administrative, we can definitely do that. So,
40,000 PER.
yeah, and that was on the old post.
Have we already paid that?
No, that's the grant.
Yeah, they went out and looked at it. We had the public hearing.
You're right. It's, all it was done then. He wrote the.
Mhm. Just saying his side of the things are done.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is acknowledging that. Yeah, we can sign that.
Oh, please, because then. Because that's what it was yesterday. Then we can get it.
It just states that if we need to write a response if we're gonna go forward, with the project and what we want intend or checked off at the bottom if we're not.
Yeah.
Is there two things going?
Well, there was Meadowlark Estates and there was Old Post.
No. If they are, but like. Rick and I were at that meeting, the last one, and.
The consensus was they didn't want it.
Right, I mean, some were very verbal.
And I didn't feel I should bring that forward in the Veripod development.
Oh, sure,
I
sure.
didn't-
Yeah, because that was the night, the Haver, when they switched up their slogan, they did it on both nights. So Bear Paw Development wasn't able to go to that, meeting up at the fairgrounds. They were doing the unveiling. So, yeah,
So, but that's what that is, and I'm sorry, that's sitting in there with some of that. ARPA stuff, and if we don't get all of them things in, we don't get any money.
since we do have Great West Engineering projects on our agenda, yeah, we can definitely. I did go to that meeting, as well as you, Sandy, and, correct me if I'm wrong, the consensus was they didn't want it. So. Very adamant, yes.
I wouldn't say the consensus, it was pretty even, but the ones that didn't want it were more vocal.
Sure.
Oh,
They don't want to get sewer and water going.
they don't want to get annexed.
That was the biggest thing. They didn't want it.
That we have the problem with annexation.
And, you know, Trevor Mork has been very transparent about that, you know, he knows that the city of Havre has way too many projects and way too many things going on. They don't want to annex anything more. They don't want any more work. So annexation is not even on their agenda or on their radar.
Today.
The nice part about this, though, is the PER is done. The residents in those areas know about it. We can shelve this PER, and if they do want it, we have the roadmap to make it happen.
That's done, but if we can sign that paper that we realize this, and so that it can get put into
Yeah.
the rest of our fund, or Fairport Development is doing that administrative work.
On this project right now.
Yeah, and there's a thing here where it's an X, or we can check it. It says Hill County has reviewed the enclosed information and has no comment on the project at this time.
Okay.
So basically, I believe that's where we need to go with it. We can revisit it in the future. We have the roadmap. If, Old Post wants to, say, you know what, maybe this isn't such a bad idea, especially once that water line does get here. And once we do have, that up and running, maybe minds will change.
Well, if you get the water line in there, more people might move out there that would be for that.
Yeah.
And if you get more people on it, then it's gonna cost each person or each of them less.
Yep.
I think that was another thing they were worried about, is the cost of their
Yeah.
direct hookups to their.
Because even Matt Mott at that meeting said it would be a pretty penny to get everything hooked up to him as well. So, and yeah, he's not wrong.
Well,
He
he
was
never did
transparent.
send us the information that he provided there. He was gonna send that.
He was, he never did he? So I say we follow up with Matt on that, but
Well,
yeah.
I think that we in the PDR.
Mhm. It is. And, we did let, Old Post Road, folks know that, yeah, if we don't go with it now, prices are gonna increase in the future, but that's up to them as property owners and it's not our prerogative, So,
We did work. So now, yeah,
all right. So, yep, we're good to go, Sandy.
thank you.
Thank
Are we
you.
gonna vote on it or are we just gonna say?
You want to vote on it?
It's not a
Well,
voting thing.
Yeah, it's administrative.
Administrative.
I mean, we can do a formal vote just for the record if you want.
Well, I'm thinking the fact that we've already put it on our agenda for next week. Somebody looks at our stuff and say, well, what happened to that?
It's an administrative thing. You can vote on it if you want.
I guess we're signing it and sending it on that we're done with that.
Do an update at our next meeting. All right. Payroll and claims. I'll give this an opportunity. We've been sitting for a little over an hour now. If you want to sit and listen to the claims that we're signing today, you're more than welcome. If not, if you'd like to leave. you're
This is the
more
most
than
exciting part of the meeting, everybody.
welcome to. So,
Oh, you're just giving them all a reason to leave, Jake. Jeez.
we'll just recess for a few minutes to allow everybody to,
Nice to see all of you.
thank you for coming. Really appreciate you.
What's that?
Was
It was.
Hoping there's.
Made it sound like there's.
Well, you never know, because some of them are real thick. Some of them are,
Look at the staples.
I should really train my brain to do that.
So your funds gonna be for the benefit of. Yeah.
Ask any questions.
Thank you, Judy, for coming. Have a good day. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
picking it.
When you did
Yes,
say.
it came in after.
I didn't know if that was another one that got blocked or whatever.
All right. First one that we have up is, from 911 CenturyLink. This is for 911 emergency bundle services, $770.58.
58?
58. Next up, UDB, Children Manufacturing Corps. This is 7 tie downs, welding and thread, 7 in labor. This is for a grand total of $392 even. Next up from the commissioners, Great West Engineering. This is for, on-call 24 to 34 or 10-year. Task order. This is per our contract with our on-call. Task order number 3, wastewater PER, study and report phase, as well as professional services from December 14th of 25 to January 17th of 26. Grand total $769.75.
I think that's for what we just signed off on, right?
I believe so. Yep. Yep.
The time you put into it?
Yep. Also from the commissioners, Great West Engineering. This is project 1-14267, Hill County on call. Per that contract, task order number 14, Milk River Right Bank Levee under seepage relief wells. This is seepage well assessment as well as professional services from 12/14 of 25 to 1/17 of 26. Grand total $2,225.25. Who's in fives?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, right. $2,225.25.
Okay.
I could see how that could get. Commissioners, Great West Engineering. For all on, task order number 21, task 4 levy right of way fencing. $12,085.85. Commissioners, Great West Engineering. Task order number 23, Milk River Levy, ARPA Grant Administration, Professional Services, $2,900 even. I thought they were just being friendly. We pay them a lot of money. Great West Engineering Commissioners, task order number 27, Beaver Creek Dam Tailwater Channel Rehabilitation, Construction Contract Administration, Professional Services, $516.50. Auditor, this is the one I was just talking about today. Mako Healthcare Trust, healthcare premiums for March of 2026. I guess it's
195,000.
how much?
395,000.
229,000.
146,000 and some point.
Well, I can tell you this, we could buy the nicest house in Rudyard, Montana for this. $226,138 or $226,138.70.
That was the healthcare one.
Yep, healthcare. Auditor's office, Pitney Bowes. This is our postage meter and overage. Send pro message, $2,810 even. Cisco, Montana for Hill County Council on Aging. This is a site for Sunrise. Food items for the Havre Senior Center and food for the Havre Senior Center home delivered meals. $426.80.
I'm trying.
That's a good looking number, Sherry. Thank you. Cisco, Montana, food items for the Havre Senior Center, congregate meals and home delivered meals, $278.14. Triangle Communications, telephone and long distance calls, internet services and our telephone system, $1,361.02. Next up, Jordan Witchman for the Hill County Health Department. Family Planning Clinic, this is her travel and malpractice insurance, $935.50. I saw Jordan yesterday when I was over talking with them. Auditor's Office, juries for Justice of the Peace. This is for a jury trial on 2/3/26. Grand total, $646.48. Yes. Oh, no.
Too bad for the jurors.
No, that was.
It's JP though.
Oh.
Ah, true.
I've seen it more than that.
That one we had the other day, is that one gonna? Is it $5?
No, because he says it's because you don't have as many people that they have to pull in.
Sure.
It's got a lesser amount, because they were.
So only have that many people.
Public comments on agenda items. Public comments on non-agenda items.
Bob had some.
Oh, sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
Got
I'm
you,
sorry,
Bob.
sir.
We're just looking up here, on your agenda item. I can't find it now, yeah. Board appointments. How many people have we got on file that have applied for boards that, we still have a file on? Do we have any that, have applied for different boards,
Three of them applied for boards.
and not just on the council on aging, I'm talking about.
You mean there's other boards?
No, I have 3 applications over there. There might be copies in there, either that or I email them to you guys, but nobody else has applied, and I think 30 days has been up, so we can probably do reappointment letters.
Yeah, we can do reappointment letters. Yeah, we do have some here. Caleb Fisher for the fair.
Yep.
Dan Korb for the Hill County Board of Adjustments.
Yep.
And
It's weed. He was over there. Right? I think it was weed.
the only one that kind of a new one, I think.
Brandon,
Is that for the weed though?
I can't remember, but did you mean Brandon?
Did you know?
Sorry,
they dropped it to-
I had to go with her.
Just kind of thrown out French.
I think Caleb was the last one.
Just.
That's what the weed ones.
Instead of, rotation.
Bob for the week.
The weed one in there.
Yeah, and Bob, we got yours for the weed department too.
What's that?
We got yours for the weed.
Weed department too?
Yep.
Well, I was just wondering because it seems like every time we turn around, every board that the county has is short
Has a need.
of board members. So I was wondering if we are seeing any coming in or anybody looking like they're interested in what's going on or not.
Yep, we do get them. We still have a lot more board positions to fill. However, the ones that do serve and the ones that have, applied, we're very thankful for that. We're gonna be getting, letters of, appointment out. So, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, thanks, Bob. Good question. Any other public comments on agenda items?
I was worried Bob was interested in being on other.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to go for, how many can I be? I know both of us looking.
That's it, Bob, is be commissioner.
I think if you're on one board, you don't need to be on 2 or 3, Phil. Because one is a big enough headache.
Is that your letter of interest for the weed board?
No, I didn't apply for the weed board.
That's what I did.
I thought he said.
That's what I heard.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah. Bob, you applied. I got it right here. I'm just messing with you, Bob. I'm just messing
I
with
know for a fact. Just like when they were trying to get me to buy the, ambulance.
you. Right.
So that I could deliver the meals for Rudyard.
Worked out good. You'll be able to get all the meals in there.
Yeah.
So run.
Public comments on non-agenda items. All right, hearing none, meeting adjourned. 3:34. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Enlightening discussion.